Every man is born with a battlefield inside him. A war not of bullets or blades, but of voices. One voice commands you to rise, to sharpen your will, to dominate your path. The other whispers ease, distraction, delay. One voice wants you to master yourself. The other, it wants life to master you. And make no mistake, life will master the man who refuses to master himself. It does not wait for permission. It does not reward passivity. It consumes the undisciplined, chews up the indecisive, and buries the aimless beneath the weight of regret. You have to decide, now and forever, whether you will command yourself or be commanded by circumstance, whether you will lead your mind or be led by fear, whether you will rise with discipline or fall into decay. Look around you. The world does not crown the most talented. It crowns the most prepared, the most focused, the most determined. Edison failed 1,000 times, but never once did he fail to show up. Lincoln was broken, bankrupted, beaten, betrayed, but never once did he bow to the voice that said, "You are not enough." Henry Ford was told by every expert that his vision was impossible, that the mass production of a car was madness. But the man who masters himself becomes immune to the opinions of lesser minds. What about you? Every single morning, you wake up with a blank canvas, and the brush is in your hand. But most people, they hand the brush to someone else, to their phone, to their habits, to their doubts. They let life paint their story. Then they curse the results. You want success? Then you must own the brush. You must create with intention, not in bursts, not in moments of motivation, but in ritual, in discipline, in obsession. Discipline is not the punishment. Discipline is the freedom. It is the structure that allows your dreams to take form. When Carnegie built his empire, it wasn't by accident. It wasn't luck. It was mental clarity married to relentless focus. He learned to direct his mind like a blade, and he cut through failure, fear, and fatigue with it. This world does not reward intentions. It rewards execution. But before you can execute, you must decide what you're truly chasing, because a man with no aim cannot complain when he hits nothing. You want wealth, purpose, power, peace? Then ask yourself, what do I believe is possible for me? Because that belief, or lack of it, becomes the architect of your future. Every action you take, every habit you form, every risk you accept or avoid, they all bow to that one silent law. You become what you believe. And belief is a muscle, not a miracle. It grows when you feed it, when you fight for it, when you silence the inner critic and speak the language of potential. You want the world to believe in you? Then you must be the first to believe. Clarity is the next weapon in your arsenal. Not vague dreams, not Pinterest quotes, clarity. Do you know what you want? Do you know what it looks like, smells like, costs, requires? The mind cannot pursue what the soul has not defined. Walt Disney saw an empire before it had soil, before it had roads, before it had magic. But he saw it. And because he saw it, he walked toward it, brick by brick, plan by plan, until one day the world saw it too. Do you see yours? Because without vision, life becomes an endless cycle of survival. You react, you chase, you drift. You wait for motivation, for signs, for rescue. But the man who is waiting is always serving the man who is walking. So walk, even when it's dark, especially when it's dark. Purpose is not found. It is forged. It is built in the fire of doing the hard thing again and again until that fire burns in you, until it becomes your identity. This is not about success for applause. This is about success for alignment with who you could be. If you stop negotiating with mediocrity, do not waste another year chasing comfort. Comfort is the enemy of growth, the assassin of ambition. You were not born to sit in traffic and die in debt. You were born to build, to lead, to transcend. But it begins inside. You must become the master craftsman of your mind, because your thoughts are the blueprint of your reality. Think weakness, and you will act small. Think excellence, and your actions will follow suit. Every thought has a weight, a frequency, a consequence. You're either wiring yourself for power or programming yourself for pain. You're either constructing a castle or digging your own grave. So guard the gate. Guard it like your life depends on it, because it does. And once the mind is clear, once belief is built, once purpose is lit like a fire in your bones, then comes the test. Will you act? Not once, not twice, but daily, repeatedly, relentlessly, because knowledge without action is self-sabotage. And intention without motion is just another lie you tell yourself. Action is the bridge between your now and your next, between your dream and your destiny. You must move, even when it's hard, especially when it's hard, because adversity is not a punishment, it is a rite of passage. Every obstacle you face is an initiation, a test, a challenge from life asking you, how bad do you want this? And too many fold, too many shrink, too many surrender to the discomfort instead of learning to thrive in it. But you are different. You are not made of excuses. You are not here to participate in mediocrity. You are here to dominate your space, to rise when it's inconvenient, to show up when it's hard. Because that's what mastery demands. And if you won't pay the price, life will choose your fate for you. Master yourself, or be mastered by life. There is no middle ground. So what does mastery look like in motion? It looks like saying no to distractions even when they feel like relief. It looks like staying late when others go home. It looks like showing up for your future even when the present is filled with pressure. Mastery looks like a man who gets up at 4 a.m. Not because it's easy, but because it is required. It looks like embracing failure, not fearing it, because each scar is a signature from life saying, you showed up. It looks like facing fear with open eyes and a steady hand, because when you master yourself, fear becomes a compass. It shows you exactly where your growth lives. The moment you start to do the thing that scares you, it's the moment you begin to claim the life that is meant for you. This world was not built by those who waited for perfect conditions. It was built by those who acted, despite the chaos, who moved with uncertainty in their back pocket and courage in their chest. The storm will come. The critics will speak. The doubts will shout. But if your inner voice is louder, steadier, and more resolute than anything outside you, then no storm can shake your foundation. Because you are the foundation. Every day, life is handing you two options. Become the master, or remain the victim. And the difference? It's not luck. It's not timing. It's not talent. It's choice. Relentless, uncomfortable, inconvenient choice. So choose mastery. Choose to rise. Choose to command yourself before life commands you. Because if you do not lead your mind, life will. And it won't lead it toward your dreams. It will lead it toward decay, toward distraction, toward defeat, but not you. You are not average. You are not random. You are becoming the man who refuses to live asleep. Master yourself, or be mastered by life. There is no other path. There never was. There never will be. Mastery doesn't roar. It whispers, in the quiet decisions when no one is watching. In the silence of the early morning, when the alarm goes off and comfort begs you to stay in bed. In the last few reps when your body says stop, but your spirit says go. In the split second you decide to keep your word, not for applause, not for validation, but because you said you would. That is self-mastery. It's not about perfection, it's about ownership. You take ownership of your emotions, even when they storm. You take ownership of your habits, even when they feel impossible to break. You take ownership of your energy, your attitude, your time, your life. Because when you stop outsourcing responsibility, you start accessing power. The weak man blames, the master builds. He doesn't explain his way out of failure. He extracts the lesson, sharpens his tools, and moves again. And that's the real alchemy, turning pain into progress, turning chaos into clarity, turning doubt into dominance. Every master was once a mess. Every champion was once confused. But they walked through the fire and let it burn away everything that wasn't real. That's what adversity is, the furnace that forges your future. Look at the greats, those whose names carved history. Nelson Mandela sat in a prison cell for 27 years. He emerged not bitter, but brilliant, with clarity, with purpose, with an unshakable vision of freedom. Why? Because no cell can contain a man who has mastered his mind. Your environment may limit your body, but if you master yourself, nothing can limit your becoming. This is the essence of true power, not the ability to control everything, but the ability to remain unshaken when everything spins out of control, to remain grounded in who you are, to hold your vision when the fog rolls in, to continue forward, not because it's easy, but because it's yours, because your path chose you. And here's the truth most people will never tell you. You will lose people. You will be misunderstood. You will be mocked, doubted, underestimated. You will outgrow circles, break patterns, destroy old versions of yourself, and it will hurt. Growth always costs.